makes any difference. I still love you, girl. You're my weakness. You change my world. Share my life. Trust in me. You're all I want. Everything I need. Ooh, baby. If it makes any difference, I give you all my heart.
My name is Dana Jennings.
My name is Jonathan Latrell Kitt.
I was born in Rock Hill, South Carolina, June 27th, 1980.
I was born in Orangeburg, South Carolina on September 11th, 1982.
I guess my favorite thing to do was to probably run after my sister, copy everything that she does.
My favorite thing to do growing up was really anything I could get my hands on. I was really artistic, athletic. I just loved being outside. I loved being inside. I would do pretty much anything, just really to kind of stay out of my mom's hair.
I have one son. His name is Righteous, and he's 10.
I do not have any children.
Currently, I'm doing like this modeling thing, but prior to that, what I've been doing for the last probably 6 years is in the mortgage industry.
I am a photographer. To describe myself in 4 words: fun, artistic, unique, and loving.
I would have to say adventurous, funny, probably late, and giving. I met Jonathan Halloween night last year. That year, what year was last year? 2010. Halloween 2010.
When did me and Dana begin dating? To be honest, we never dated. She will tell a different story about this, but we never dated. We met on October 31st at her Halloween party. We went on a couple of dates, but we never technically were boyfriend and girlfriend. The first thing that I noticed about Dana was her eyes. The first time that I met her, that was the first thing that caught my attention was her eyes. It spoke to me. It was just, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's just, her eyes said a lot to me. And I honestly think that I kind of fell in love with her when I first saw her and looked into her eyes. Because once we went on that first date and we were really kind of intimate, close to close, having dinner, that was just the thing that, like, I couldn't keep my eyes off of her.
I guess I would say I noticed his lack of interest in me first. That was the first thing that I noticed about Jonathan. I guess I would say I knew that Jonathan was the one when, I don't know, I guess it was many dates in to us dating. It was not a specific time or a specific date. It was just the things that he would do that would remind me of exactly what I wanted and a partner. And that's when I basically, and I'm still finding out day after day that he is the one for me.
When did I know Dana was the one? I knew Dana was the one, I think, really at the party. I don't know. It's so hard to explain because I never thought that I would be the type of person to fall in love so quickly. I don't think I ever really truly believed in love at first sight. But the first time I met her, it was just something really special about her. That it was just some vibe that I could feel coming off of her, and I just knew there was more that I wanted to know about her, and it wasn't a fling. It wasn't, I don't know how to describe it, but it wasn't something where I thought, hey, she might be kind of fun to get to know. I was like, I really saw her and I was like, no, she is the one. Like, I want to know, like, she's the person I want to be with. And I noticed that kind of from the beginning.
Yes, I was shocked about the proposal. I knew it was gonna go down. I just didn't know when it was gonna go down. So I was very shocked.
I was really nervous about proposing to Dana. When Dana met me, I had dreads, and I could tell that she didn't particularly like my dreads, which it wasn't a big deal to me. It was just something that, it was a phase I was going through. I had them for 4 years. I kind of started growing them because it's something I wanted to do. My mom never let me grow my hair. I never had braids before in my life. I was in the military, so I always had to keep a short haircut, low profile. So I grew my dreads for 4 years. Met Dana. She didn't really have a problem with it, but she would always kind of make hints about, man, I can't wait until you cut these things off. So the night before I proposed to her, I actually did cut my hair. I went to my parents' house. I just took scissors to my head. I asked my dad to help me out. I was like, you get the back, I get the front. So I cut it off that night before. She didn't see me. She didn't know what was going on. Then the next day, kind of did a scavenger hunt with her, and I had her meet me at a location, and she walked up on me, didn't know who I was at first because I didn't have any hair, and she immediately started crying. And that day I was planning to propose to her, but she was already crying and already emotional about me cutting her hair. It made it even worse. So we went and we had dinner, and I kind of toyed back and forth, like, should I do it now? Like, it's a lot going on. She's kind of shocked. She kept looking at my hair, wanting to touch my head. She just really couldn't believe that I went ahead and did it and not even say anything to her about it. But we went ahead and we had dinner, and I was just kind of toying around in my head, how should I propose? And it was just, I just had to do it, just had to get it out. I put the ring on the table and I asked her if she would be my wife.
The first person that I called to share that we had gotten engaged was my best friend Rashida. And actually I didn't even call her, I texted her. And I told her because I couldn't call anybody because I just couldn't call anybody. But she was the first person. And right after that, his parents.
The first person that knew that I proposed to Dana were my parents. I believe it was the same night, or it might have been the next day that we went over there. My dad was really excited. Funny story is that he told me like a few days before that he was tired of meeting people. So the next person that I brought over to the house, it better be somebody that I married, because he said that he gets attached to people quickly. So, and it wasn't always that I was bringing girlfriends over. I would just bring my friends over. I just wanted my parents to always meet and know people that I knew. So as soon as I would bring someone over, they would just assume that, oh, this is my girlfriend, this is the person I'm dating or whatever, which wasn't always the case. But he literally told me that like a few days before I proposed, that don't bring anyone else over unless this is the one, because I'm getting attached to your friends and then you're taking them away from me. So yeah, my parents were the first people to know. I do want to write my own vows for my ceremony. I might do something a little special. I can't really reveal that yet, but there will be something unique about my vows.
We will not be writing our own vows. No, we will not.
One of Dana's nicknames that I do know that her father calls her all the time is Monkey, which I've heard he calls everyone, and I've also heard that I'm his newest monkey. So as his siblings, I mean not as his sibling, as his children, I guess he feels that he doesn't want to give one person a nickname and not all of them have a nickname, so he gave them all the same nickname as Monkey. But that's really the only nickname that I know of Dana's.
Jonathan actually has a lot of pet peeves, and I think I break them all. I mean, I think I do them all. I think one of his pet peeves is, I think his biggest is not doing what you're gonna say. But all of the ones that I think I have broken or that I've done was probably, I don't fold his towels the way he wants me to. I don't take my shoes off when I come in the house. I leave hair in the floor in the bathroom. He hates that. There's a lot of things that he doesn't like, and the only thing he does is just look at me and shake his head, and that's it. He doesn't really complain about a lot, but I think his biggest pet peeve is just not people that don't follow through or do what they're gonna say or do what they say they're gonna do.
One of Dana's favorite food is sushi, which is also my favorite food as well, which is the meal that we had when I proposed to her.
What is love to me? Love is just so many different things, and love is just being kind and being honest and being able to trust someone and just being able to be there for somebody, to be able to think about other people before you think about yourself. And I think I never really experienced that before I had Righteous, as far as my love for somebody. And then I met Jonathan, and just the way that he treats me is just, I don't know. I just know that that's love to me, the way that he treats me.
Love to me is being with the person that you really can't be without. There are some times that we've had arguments and I've kind of felt like, oh man, I don't feel like doing this, because everything happened so quickly. So once I got to the point where, yes, this is really the person I want to be with, you still kind of had, I still kind of had in my mind that, maybe this isn't right, maybe it is right. And I've questioned in my mind if Dana was really the one early in our relationship. And the way that I really determined that is knowing that there's not one day that I could live without her. So that's really love to me. I don't even think we've spent one day apart since we've been together. It's that hard. And it's even as much as I work, as much as I travel, wherever I'm going, I want her there. If I have to be out of town, she has to be there with me. And I believe that's how we're going to live the rest of our lives, is together. I don't ever want to sleep a night without her.
My first date? Oh, okay. On our first date, we went to, what was it called? That sushi place? Roussan's. We went to Roussan's, and it was alright.
It was alright?
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
It was okay?
He liked dollar sushi.
So it was just okay?
Yeah, it was okay. You remember what I said about the first date.
You had fun.
Yeah.
But it was just okay?
You look at
So
the
now
next
the
question.
truth's going to come out. Now the truth's gonna come out.
Okay, the day he proposed, oh, that's a really good question. The day he proposed, he asked me to meet him down at Pisces. Well, actually, he asked me to meet him down at the metro area where that place is, metropolitan area. And we went to the restaurant. No. He called me and said, come behind the restaurant. It's this like really nice thing back there where a waterfall and all this kind of stuff. So as I'm walking back, I'm looking over for him, and he's like, oh, I'm over here. And I'm looking, and then I find out that he had cut all his dreads off. So I was initially shocked by that, and I couldn't believe it. So the whole time I'm just looking at his head. So he's like, well, come on, let's go, I got some more. So we go in the restaurant, we sit down, and we're talking for a little bit. I'm still in shock about the whole cutting the dreads off and all of that, because he swore he would never cut them. But after that, he pulled out he said he had one more thing to ask me, or one more surprise or something. And then he pulled out the ring, and he asked me to be his wife. Let us see the ring. And I said yes.
Yeah, I was nervous about her answer, if she was going to say yes or no. Just being in shock, first of all, about my hair. I didn't even know if you were paying any more attention to me. Because you just kept rubbing on my head in shock that I cut my hair off.
You said you would never cut it.
And I still kind of miss my dreads a little bit. But yeah, I was nervous a little bit. So I didn't know. Everything happened so quick. I mean, we had talked about it a little bit, but I don't know, I was still nervous.
Go.
What's a funny moment that I don't know. I'll tell you guys this story about I have this big thing about people not walking in the bathroom while I'm taking a shower.
And I have a big thing about I like to scare people.
So we have a glass shower, and one day Dana just decides that she's just gonna walk in the bathroom while I'm taking a shower. And I usually shut the door and keep the door shut just so I can kind of hear somebody if they do come in the bathroom, but I think I left the door open that time. So Dana decides to come in the shower.
I wasn't even trying to scare you.
But she decides to come in the bathroom while I'm taking a shower. And I happen to be washing my face at the time. And I had my hands over my face, washing my face. And I look over through this glass door, and she's standing with a huge robe, like 2 inches away from the door, holding the robe, looking directly in my face.
And he said, ah! Dana!
I swear I have not been that scared. I don't think ever in my life, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what was there.
Trying to make me disappear. Like
it just happened too quick. I'm washing my face, and then all of a sudden, I take my hands down and look over, and you're just standing in the glass.
And I wasn't even trying to scare you.
But do you understand how that made me feel?
I understand, but I wasn't trying to scare you.
I could have had a heart attack. But we laughed about it, and she knows not to ever do that again.
Me and my whole family
and she
laughed
knows not to ever do that again.
I'll vow to always be honest and always be honest, and to always communicate, and to always trust in you. Jonathan?
I vow to always be faithful, loving.
Oh, I do that too.
Caring, and to always be by your side and support you in anything that you decide to do.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
need to get away. Go home and throw my clothes on. Come get you right away. Can't wait to see you looking lovely. I hope you're thinking of me, 'cause all I want is time with you and don't